Hi, welcome to Crafty Little Things. I'm Andrea and today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful hexagonal gift box. It's made using lemon lime twist cardstock, and then it's got a paper with the trees on from the Myths and Magic DSP stack that's in the Stampin Up Spring and Summer catalogue, and also this beautiful baker's twine which is whisper white with a touch of silver running through it. And then I've just decorated it with heat embossed vellum butterflies. I've just used white embossing powder, and I've used a stamp from the Butterfly Basics, and then I've used a die from Butterfly Framelets just to cut those out and stick them around with a bit of Tombow. And the box has a nice flush fitting lid, and it holds one of these Crafty Little Things candles, and this one's called Tea Light. Oh, it smells of fragrant green tea, so green tea sort of undertone, and then it has like quite a nice little earthy, herby smell on the top. And so I thought it'd be nice to put it in a sort of a natural looking box. I am going to make a smaller version of this box to hold, that could be, you know, good for wedding favours, to just hold a little wax melt or a small votive candle or something. I'm not quite sure yet, but I will be doing that in the future, so you'll see that. And I just love these butterflies. I think they're gorgeous, and I'm going to add a little wing Costella to them on the one I'm going to make now. So what you need for this is, like I said, some lemon lime twist, and this Myths and Magic DSP. It's such a shame to not use that side because that side's so cute. But anyway, and then what I've got here is I've got 1.5 inches on each side hexagonal template for the top and the bottom pieces. You can find whatever way you choose to cut that template and to cut that hexagon out. You can draw around your box, you can use a cutting machine, you might have a die, whatever, but I've used that for mine. Now what we need is, we need 9.5 inches of this. 9.5 inches. So we need to cut that. And then we need 4 3/4 inches for the box, and 2.5 inches for the lid. And now for the DSP, we need 6 panels of this, which measure 3.5 by 1.25. So we're going to go for 3.5 measurement first. In fact, we can go up to 3 3/4 if you want. So 3 3/4, and then by 1, and our panel is 1.5 wide. So if you want it 1.25, if you want it 1 3/8, that's up to you. I think I'll do mine 1 3/8 on this one, just for it a little bit different. Just make sure you get your cutting nice and precise, and make sure that your trees are pointing the right way up, because this is a directional paper. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we need 6 of the smaller panels for the top. So we need those to be just under 1 inch. So seven-eighths and 7/8. As I said, this is going to be smaller this time. Oops, than the one I did originally. I think that cut straight. And then we just need those to be 1 3/8 again. A bit fiddly, but 1 3/8. These small bits are no good. So 7/8 and then 1 3/8. One more and we're done. Got a bit of a cold again, would you believe? I'm just going to cut away now just to show you how to do the butterflies, because I did that sort of separately. So I'm going to just cut away and show you how to do that, and then we'll come back and we'll start assembling this. Okay, so I took some scrap paper and I've got some vellum, and I've just used my Stampin' Buddy and my embossing and my Versamark, and I'm just going to stamp up a few of these butterflies. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle white embossing powder all over. So I'm going to sprinkle this all over. Switch it on, get it nice and hot before you start to use it. So that's that. So let those, make sure those are dry, and then what you want to do is you want to just use your, I think it's the bold butterfly frame. So I'm going to go and do that now. I'm going to cut those out. Right, so here we are back. I'm going to score 3.5. Yep, and then I'm going to score it at 1.5, 3, 4.5, 6, 7.5 and 9. I don't know how I've done that. I think what I've done is I've only measured it to 9.25 instead of 9.5. So just make sure you do measure that to 9.5. It's not going to be such a massive issue because it'll still stick, but it just could have done with being a bit bigger. So now I'm just going to fold and burnish these score lines. So got that done. Lemon lime twist, you do need a 12 by 12 sheet for this, unless you made, no, you do need a 12 by 12 sheet for this. Each panel measures 1.5 inches on this one, and that's just perfect for that jar. It is a very snug fit, but that's a good thing because it stops the jar from shaking around. So yeah, you just want to burnish these as well. I can't believe I mismeasured that, but it's easy to do. Right, so what you want to do is, this is going to be the side panel. So you just want to snip out the longer one of these, and then just notch in a little bit on the shorter one, because that's going to be your flap. And then you're going to just cut down all the wider panel. If you do get the wrong side by accident, you just end up with a deeper lid, like I did on my prototype where I went wrong. You can notch in if you want, but you don't have to. And now for this, I'm going to just snip off this little tiny slithery rectangle at the bottom, notch that in, and notch that in, and then I'm just going to cut up these. Try to get it as precise as possible, because otherwise you will end up with little fussy bits sticking out if you don't at your corners. Your corners won't be entirely flush. So now we're going to stick our DSP on. So I'm going to turn it, make sure you get it the right way up. These little wizards are so cute, they remind me of ones my brother used to draw when we were kids. He had a little wizard cartoon guy that he used to do called Otis Merriweather, who was a wizard who could, I think he could control the weather, amongst other things. I can't draw for the life of me, or paint for that matter, like my brothers. They were all much more artistic than the girls. We're alright. Oh, somehow I've managed to make them all too long. Never fear. No, I must have had my measurement right in the first place. When I'm, well, you'll have seen this by now, but when I'm editing this video, so I'm not going to go back and start again now, but when I'm editing this video, I will put in the right measurements for the paper, because I've obviously put in the wrong ones. But as one of our Stampin' Up top guns from head office says, don't hide your mistakes when you're demonstrating, because they make you human and they let crafters see, other crafters see, that you don't always get everything right, and sometimes you have to remedy some errors. And sometimes you can think like, oh, an error is the end of the world, but look, it's not. That looks fine. And then I'm just going to pop some glue on the panel there. I'll just fold that over and stick that down. And like I said, it is more than enough, especially if you're using Tombow. It's more than enough to hold it down. And then there's your shape. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold over opposites, and that helps to get the right shape. But what's going to really help you to get the right shape is when you put your base on and your top on. Okay, and you'll cut those using this template, and then you'll be able to get it right. Another thing that helps to get your shape is to pop your candle in, and that will also help you get the right shape. So because it's nice and heavy and it's not going to change its shape, so that'll help you to get the right shape there. Okay, just leave that in there. Now we're going to do the same with the other side and stick our DSP on. Remember, our lid's going to be that way up, so our DSP needs to be that way up. Right, so a bit of glue on the flap, on the outside of the flap, and then I've got a piece of paper sticking to me all over the place here, and then that'll just press down and stick nicely. And again, we're just going to fold opposites in. To make the lid. And again, we'll get that right when we do the template, because we know that our template wants to be like that. So then what I do for the bottom of the box then is get your DSP and just draw around it. Best probably do it on the reverse side, but I'm doing it here. Then we've got the two ends. So you can put some glue, if you want to put glue in between these layers, that is entirely up to you. If you want to put some on, and then pop some on the actual template itself. Stick that on. Best way to get that to stick is to press your jar into it. Once you've got it on once, then it'll stay on. There we go. So now you've got a better idea of the shape you need for your top. So you can pop some glue on there. And you can pop some glue on there. Get that all nicely stuck down. You can pop some glue all over. And you can pop some glue on there. You can always make your lid a tad bigger, so you can make your score lines sort of, instead of every 1.5 inches, make them every 1 5/8 if you want. Or just add an extra 1/16 to each 1.5, because you don't want it to overlap or be too big. If you do have a little bit of overlappage, then just trim it. You can just trim it off. You're not really going to notice it though, because you're going to be putting your butterflies on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my butterflies, but I'm also going to use, for this one, I use the twine. For this one, I'm going to use the Whisper White organza ribbon for this one. And then my little white butterflies are going to go on, but before that I'm going to just take the tag, I've made a tag, what I've done here is I've just stamped in basic grey onto a stitched shape oval, and I've also done a vellum one as well. And what I'm going to do there, baker's twine, and I'm just going to thread it through the 2 layers. Make a loop and thread that through, and then I'm just going to thread those through the loops. That's nice and stable. And then to attach that, I think what I'll do is I'll cut it off quite short, and then I'll attach that underneath one of the butterflies that goes on top. So I'm just going to put a little bit of Tombow on the back of the butterfly. Now if you want, you can just put it on the sort of central spine, or you can just let it roll onto one of the leaves, and then that's going to fall down there. So you can just let the twine pull through so you can't see the end of it, and then just hold that on. And then this leaf, because it's got a bit more glue on it, this leaf will just hold down, and you've got a little, looks like you've got a little head to the butterfly even. Oh, do you know what I forgot to do? I was going to add a Winker Stella, wasn't I, to these butterflies. I'm just going to, not a lot, I'm just going to get my Winker Stella going. I'm just going to brush it really lightly over the top of each butterfly. Okay, and if you wanted to, you could add, you know, you could add little diamantes to your butterflies, you could add pearls to them. You can do all sorts of things to make it really, really super special. But I'm quite happy just like that. So that's that one. It's got the shorter lid and less butterflies, and it's got the ribbon and the tag instead of the twine. So it's up to you. I think they end up being the same size, I think, yeah, more or less. So it's up to you how you finish it off. But I just think it's a lovely little project, and it's quite a strong box. That's quite a heavy candle, that. I think it's an 80mm 80 centilitre candle, so it's quite heavy. And that holds it nice and firmly, and the box lid is nice, and you know, it's a nice tight fit as well, so you don't need any closures or anything. But it is a bit of a pain getting it on that first time. But once you have, then it kind of moulds itself to the base, and then you have a nice, really lovely tight fit. I think that's just a gorgeous box, and you know, it's just a beautiful gift box, that. I've put my lid back on the wrong way around, so I put it there. Okay, so you can see that, you know, obviously that first time I really struggled, but after that I didn't. So yeah. So enjoy making those, and yeah, they're lovely. Gorgeous paper, gorgeous paper. Thanks for joining me, and that's it. That's my 7 back-to-back new catalogue special, New Year, new catalogue special series. But my next series is going to be, sorry, I'm just going to have a swig of coffee because, oh dear, I've been dying for that. My next series is going to be a back-to-back series of 5 different unusual fold cards, and I'm also, in that series, I'm going to be using I'm going to be using all kinds of Stampin' Up products, new and old, but I'm also going to be using stamping platform for at least 3 of those. So yeah, you might want to, maybe even 4, no, for 4 of them actually. So it might even extend into 7 again, because this was supposed to be a series of 5 and I ended up doing 7 because I wasn't very happy with number 2. Or was it number 3? Number 3 I wasn't very happy with, so I extended it a little bit. But yeah, join me for that. And then I think after that I've got some other craft videos going up. So I've got a decoupage one, I've got a crochet one, I've got a series of Valentine's crochet projects going up, and all my crochet projects at the moment are for absolute beginners. I've also got, I've got a series of, after my card series, then I've got a series of 7 Valentine's projects coming up. I've also got on my normal other crafts, I've also got 5 Valentine's projects that aren't Valentine's sort of related projects, which are actually framed pieces. So they're quite interesting. Like I said, there's some decoupage and there's some framed pieces. So yes, there's lots going on, lots coming up. So if you aren't already subscribed, subscribe, and you won't miss anything. Okay, well thanks for joining me, thanks for watching, and thanks for your support. It really means a lot. I've had a lot of new subscribers and I'm really, really grateful for them. It just blows my mind that anybody wants to sit and watch what I do. So for hundreds of you to want to sit and watch what I do, and indeed thousands of people to want to sit and watch what I do, absolutely blows my mind away. So yeah, I'm really, really grateful for your support. And I'd do this if nobody was watching because I enjoy it, but yeah, it's nice to know that other people are enjoying it too. So take care and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.